Hi there, here is process number 2 in my beach layout series. Hi, Tracy here, and I have a scrapbook layout and process called My Heart is Full. And this is a layout that I did using mostly actually mixed media, including right now I'm doing gesso. I'm just using a old like a credit card. It's actually a pass to Magic Mountain here, but it's like a credit card, plastic card. So I just use that to kind of spread it out and then let it dry. And then this is paper that is, it's like jelly, what do you call that? A jelly plate paper that you can use to transfer from a jelly plate, transfer your image. And I got that a while back, and I've actually never used it with my jelly plate. But it was perfect for this. It's almost like tissue paper, only it has a little more strength to it and a little more volume, or however you'd say that. It's a little bit thicker, but not a whole lot. So it's pliable like tissue paper, and you can get it to crumple and fold as you're using it, which I'm using gel medium, and I'm basically decoupaging that onto there, almost like a Mod Podge. But I like the gel medium a whole lot better because it's less fluid than Mod Podge. So for this type of a situation where I'm working on paper, even though I put the gesso, which that's the reason, by the way, that I put the gesso. Actually, two reasons. One was to tone down that yellow, the background paper, and two was to make it hardier for accepting all the mixed media I'm going to use. So, because I am going to also do a bunch of watercoloring on this. So, and now I was using their modeling paste and a screen that I have. That's an old screen that I've had for quite a while. That had sort of, it felt beachy to me, so it worked. Because this picture I'm using is a picture of my son at the beach. And this was taken the same day as my previous layout, my other son at the beach. And then I do have actually a couple more pictures of my other kids that I'm going to be doing. Same day, same idea. Okay, so there I was using Stettler watercolor crayons, and I mean, they do work. That's what they're supposed to do, but they're not great, which is very disappointing because I have a whole set of them that I got. I ordered those online some time back. And so then I pulled out these. These are my Neo Color from Studio Calico, the Color Theory. I think they're Color Theory. Maybe they're not. But anyway, they're Neo Color watercolor crayons. And oh, these are just so much better. I mean, what a difference. I was really actually quite pleased that I had used those right at the same time as each other, because I was able to really compare the two. And just the way that they accept the water is better, the way that they move around is better. Even the way they color to begin with, they feel smoother and softer, more supple than the Stettler. The Stettlers are harder, so they leave more than just the color behind. They leave a mark. I wish I would have shown it close up actually, but it was just something I discovered as I was working. But so anyway, what I'm doing is coloring a little bit, and then I'm spraying with some water and moving it around just with my finger. And I'm just absolutely loving it as I'm working. Loving it. I had used these Color Theory, I keep saying Color Theory, Neo Color, I have them here, Neo Color 2 crayons. I had used them a couple of times, but never to the extent that I used them here. And I just am in love. I actually went straight to my computer after doing this layout and ordered some more colors. So now I'm just kind of doing a little bit on the edge of the picture. I wanted to, first I did some of the picture before I cut it. I knew I was going to be cutting it. So I wanted space for a boo-boo. And because I needed to cut my daughter out of the picture, she was just in a little smidge of it, and I really wanted it just to have Matthew in it because she really wasn't posing or part of, not that he's posing, but she wasn't part of the picture. So anyway, I'm coloring onto the picture and then dabbing my finger into water and then rubbing it onto the picture, which I just was very careful about it. It's very subtle, and really I should have done more, but I've never done that before, and I was a little nervous about it. So I think now that I've done it, I think the next time I'll go for it a little more. So now I am pulling out papers and some embellishments from the Scraptastic kit, and this is the March kit, and I thought I had it with me, but oh, here it is. Oh no, excuse me, I misspoke. It's the January Scraptastic kit, and it's This Must Be the Place. And I did get the add-on and the kit, so I don't know exactly what came from the kit and what came from the add-on, but I'm going to be using those, which that's the Maggie Holmes ephemera pack, and that's where I get my title. That's that vellum that says "My Heart is Full," which I just love it. And then I'm also going to end up using some of these. Let's see. Yeah, I do. Really, I think I only use one thing from this whole pack. I mess around a lot with it, but you'll see here I'm using those. I got those flags, and I just try and I can't get it to work. Oh, two things from, it's the Teresa Collins Create a Beautiful Life Emporium ephemera pieces. And so I'm going to use that piece right there to the right of the picture that has that beautiful. Okay, I took it away because then I started maybe going to use this piece, but I'm not going to. The other pretty one's going to come back. And then I use that little and sign. And then the rest of the embellishments came from the Maggie Holmes. And I do a whole bunch of messing around, pulling out different badges, and for whatever reason this took me a long time to ultimately get to the way that I do end up putting it, but as soon as I finally moved it and fiddled and got it how I wanted it, I just knew that's how I wanted it. So, this was one of those times where I even literally talked to myself out loud, and I had this epiphany moment that I said to myself, this is why I fiddle around and keep trying to get it exactly how I want it. Because, man, when you get it exactly how you want it, it's just, the words just, I can't even express them. It is worth my effort. I don't know how to explain it, but I want it to look a certain way. But right now, I don't know what that certain way is. I just know that I am wanting it to come out right, whatever right is. And there it is. That's when I went. I get rid of those. And that's when I go, that's what I was trying to do. There, that's what it was. When I put the arrow ephemera piece, or the chevron arrows, I just knew. So now I start to mess around up at the top right, and I'm just gonna put a little bit there. I cut that piece of the striped paper going the other direction, and then that vellum piece is from the ephemera pack, and so is the heart, and it says this moment and this story, and I just love that up there. And now I'm going to use this is like a graphite pencil. It's like a watercolor pencil. And I don't have it, unfortunately, so I can't tell you the brand. If you do want to know, please leave a comment and I will let you know. So that you just draw with it and add a little water, and I just felt like doing this, adding a little dimension for whatever reason. And then I went off and sewed because I wanted a lot of sewing. So I had cut the paper down a little bit, the background that I painted on, and then matted that all onto a white cardstock because this paper was buckling up a little bit. Even though I had used gesso on it, it's still, it's not a canvas, so can't necessarily handle all this mixed media. So now I know I want to put I Heart Refugio because that's where we're at here. And so I was fiddling around a little bit with where to place that. Those little letters came from my stash. I believe those are an October afternoon. They're like a wood grain. And now I want just the right perfect heart. And I had that little Studio Calico Craft one is from my stash, but I want something to have a little bit of color, but not too much color, because this is a very muted kind of feeling layout. And then I found this one that is a cardstock. And then I'm going to go away and sew over I Heart Refugio. And then I did still keep that little craft heart, Studio Calico craft heart there, and then I added a bigger one over by my badge, which the badge that says remember, that is also from my stash. And now I'm looking through my inks to decide what ink to splatter, and I used right there, that was a what's the name, South Shore. This one is Mr. Huey's, and that is, I use both dark and warm calico. And then I'm wiping it up with a paper towel because I didn't want it to be so dark, and that like softened it. The first one was Lindy's Stamp Gang. Couldn't remember at first. So I like when I towel it up, then it mutes it, and I like it. Added a little bit of pencil underneath I Heart Refugio, and I think that's it. Yep. So this layout is complete. Thank you so much for watching. Here's close-ups. I gave you some close-ups of my watercoloring and all the mixed media there, and you can see the tissue paper close-up. It's kind of cool stuff. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.